Okay, welcome back to another episode of Your True Sons, brought to you by the Players Lounge. It's always tough to jump on the show and discuss the game after a loss, even if we have an ugly win. You feel a little bit better about your Saturday. I even found it kind of hard sometimes to enjoy the rest of my Saturday when we lose. It's weird. I came home, I was with family and friends. Everybody was laughing, having a good time. I was in the corner. It's just different. It's different when you lose, man. So let's get right into it. We lost to Vanderbilt, which was a top 10 team at the end of the day. Though I don't think they are as good as advertised. Even though we lost to them, I think we had a chance to beat them with some of the ups and downs we had. Let me get your initial reaction before we get into offense or defense. Let's get initial reactions. Spoon, talk to me about what you saw, what you liked, what you didn't like. Where can we get better? Just initial reactions, man, to our second loss of the season to Vanderbilt.
Well, it was a great opportunity for us to go on the road and get a big one. And
Mm-hmm.
not getting that, like you said, it definitely makes the weekend a little rough. And so my initial reaction was, it wasn't like I'm panicking or anything. It's just, man, that was the one that if we get that one, it kind of
Yeah.
puts us in the driver's seat to control our destiny, looking at the rest of our schedule. So, you just kind of, a little sad from that standpoint. But ultimately, what I saw in the game was, they play a different style of football there, and they
Mm-hmm.
have a quarterback that can, come up big in moments, and
Yes.
he's not a passer like we saw. He does a good job of extending things, making the not the secondary, but the linebackers, the second line, the underneath coverage, making
Mm-hmm.
those guys kind of come up to the line, and he can kind of, dump it here, or he can make those guys come up and cut back. And, he's just a guy that's a wiry dude that we knew it'd be a tough task for us to beat them at home. So I felt
Mm-hmm.
like if it was close, it's gonna be tough to get him, man. But ultimately, hey, you got to learn from it. You got a week off, and it's gonna be some things that happen this next weekend that we won't even be involved in, and we can still benefit from. So, hey, let's keep our head up, keep working.
Yeah, I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head, man. He played. Their quarterback played well in moments. I don't think he even had necessarily a good game, but he made the necessary plays at the most opportune time possible. Like I'm looking at his stats. He threw for 129. Like it's just, I think what we did find out is that Vanderbilt's defense is a lot better than I thought it may have been. I didn't expect them to come out and really, I mean, hold us 10 points, which were a very hard 10 to get. J Mac,
Yeah.
what were your initial thoughts and reactions to the game?
First of all, it was a tough one to watch, man. Just feeling like, I mean, Vandy. There was nothing Vandy did that was special, right? Like there was nothing.
Nothing.
They played good, solid defense, but I don't think we necessarily um, gave ourselves any did ourselves any favors by kind of how we approached the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then man, yeah, quarterback legs are a great tool to use on fourth and two. It's tough. It's tough. You know what I
Get
mean?
into it,
So
please. Talk about it. Yeah, talk
well,
about it.
because here's the deal. It's gonna sound like I'm questioning the decision, and I'm not questioning the decision to go for it. But I mean, you're already down the one guy that you were in competition with to have the job, right? And then you put the other one in a situation where like on fourth and two where um, I just it's just tough. It's just tough because it happened the way that it happened. Now, had he scored and not gotten hurt, you'd be
Right.
talking about a different story. You know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
um, I think you talk about first initial reactions. Like I actually like what I saw out of the freshman.
Yeah.
He seems
Same.
like he can. He seems like he can get the ball out on time. I think there was a couple of times where he hit the hitches and got the ball out and great timing and on 1 2 3 plant or catch plant throw. I thought
Mm-hmm.
he made some good plays across the field, in the middle of the field. We're texting back and forth. We're like, yo,
Yeah.
in that last drive, attack the middle of the field, attack the middle of the field, right? Um, so I
I
actually
like
was
his
intrigued
pocket
by that.
presence.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
He's a true
like Spoon
quarterback.
said, yeah,
He is.
like
Good point, Spoon.
like Spoon said, man, it's just tough because like I know Vandy's a good football team, but like man, watching them and watching the quarterback and I saw um what's with Dan Orlovsky, is that his last name? Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw him. He had uh, is it Pivia right?
Pavia.
Pavia.
Pavia. I saw he had Pavia as the number one on the Heisman list. And I can't get with it. I just can't.
No,
I just
no.
can't get with it. So,
Yeah, I know
you know,
after you lose to say that it sounds like you're kind of hating, but
I'm
I
not
agree
at all.
100%. Like it doesn't pass the look test. Uh, for how successful that team has been, I didn't see it either. But let's talk about offense and defense. I'll start with defense, Spoon, because we actually, in my opinion, played a good game. Talk to me about what you saw from our defense that we can improve on and what we can maybe build off of, man. What did we do well that we can carry into our next game, and what are some areas where we've got to kind of buckle down?
Well, you give up 129 yards receiving, and they have the one chunk play on the ground that's 80 yards, and
Mm-hmm.
that is more than half of their rushing on one
Yeah,
play. I think you look back and you say, man, if as a defense man, I know you don't want to get into this, but if we can score some points,
Yeah, no,
I
for
mean,
real.
we
call it like you
will beat
see
a
it.
lot of people. 17 is my lucky number. 17 or
Mm.
less, and I feel like you should win the game. Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
just tough, man. So we just got to get. I talked about the chunk plays at Auburn, the quarterback scoring on the first drive. Those big rushing plays that they had against us. It kind of came back to get us because I'm looking at I think on the play where he went for 80, we may have been in some type of quarters coverage over there where the safety is fitting down in the run game and he's
yeah.
unblocked, and we just don't get him down, man. And then obviously speed kicks in, and their guy could run, man. And our guys did a great job pursuing him, but we just couldn't get him
Mm-hmm.
down there. Sometimes all you need is a blade of grass to defend. So it
Yeah.
would have been nice if we could stop him and see what our defense can do. Being that our defense has played tough all year long, but you got to look at the stats, the numbers, and remember that you played well enough to win the game. You X out those big plays or that one big play.
One.
And I think the offense will be like, man, we let you down. I think that's what they're thinking right now. So Mac, talk about that a little bit. But the defense, they definitely played their butts off, in my opinion.
Well, so I'm gonna stay with you because I have a question. You mentioned great point about scoring some points, but I think it also comes down to the field position game, and
Mm.
that's a question we're gonna have later. I want us all to kind of think about, but we turn the ball over late, right? And on their side of the field, and they go down and they score. I'm not really upset with the defense. It's bad field position, and you kind of have the bend but don't break. But I mean, you've held them to 10 points all game. Like you did
Yeah.
a great job. So I want to echo what you're saying. We did play a good game defensively. Go ahead.
And that's where Pavia can pop out now.
Yeah.
Opportunistic. They got the ball on, on their side. Here we are. They get into the 4th and 1, the 3rd-and-1s. Those type of plays where he can actually be the difference there. Because if he
Yes.
got to drop back and throw it, and I like Missouri all day. So
Yes.
when it became those challenging, gotta have it downs, we did a good job of not getting like crazy penalties this game, even though it was a couple. But
Mm-hmm.
um, in those gotta have it moments, man, we had our chances and they ended up just making that play. But it came down to the fact that like the game was so methodical from the sense like we got it, they got it, nothing's really going on. That when something did happen, it was the biggest thing happening all day. It's like that 80-yard run is like, yeah, we did tie it up with a rookie quarterback coming in,
Yes.
but that thing was so big. It's like the next play that's made, which was the fumble, basically determines the game.
Oh my goodness. And you know what? We'll go to J Mac and discuss offense for a little bit because that I'm trying to figure out how that fumble happened. All right. Mac, talk to me about offense. Let's start with what we saw from the offense under Bo, and then we'll transition into what we saw under Zollers. What did you see early on that how do we get better? How do we score more points? How do we do what we've been doing, but we become more efficient to score more points?
I think you guys got to take more chances. And like I said, for all I know, the Qs are hearing the same thing that we're saying right now, right? Hey,
Mm-hmm.
Kirby might be telling them to take chances. Drink might be telling them to take some more chances. Um, so I think we just got to take more chances. At the end of the day, man, I'm sitting here and we all look at the stats and Man, 22 first downs to 13. We had over 100 more yards of total offense, right? Both
Mm-hmm.
turned the ball over once. We were better on third down. We were 4 for 5 on fourth down, right? And we dominated time possession, right? So like,
Dominated.
I think this is why this one stings so much. You know what I mean? Because
Yes.
like, you look at the end results and you think, you should have won the game, and you go back to, the long run that Spoon was talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think that was a huge one. I think on the offensive side of the ball, man, the big fumble. I don't know if it was a miscommunication. We were texting in the group right after that. We were like, "Yo, like enough with all the man. Let's just have him drop back and throw the football." Because I thought that he looked comfortable doing that.
He looked very
Right, get the
comfortable.
ball out on time. Like take the reading that certain guy off of it. And then you got to pull it. Then you got to read the coverage. Like, so I kind of want a little more of that. But earlier in that game, man, there was a huge offsides that on a third down at about
Yes.
midfield that they missed. I mean, and he put our center on his butt, flushes out the pocket. I thought we had a good drive going. I thought we had some momentum going.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that hurt too, man. But it's for me, it's the same thing week in and week out, man. We're just not getting the ball to our playmakers enough on the edge. Gave the ball to Hardy 20 times. I think he ran for about 97, 100 yards, something like that.
Yep.
So that was better this week.
It was better.
But
97. Yeah.
and even Coleman had about 10, but like 3 or 4 of those came on that last drive where we have to pass the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, like I'm being honest with y'all, like in that situation when we had to throw the ball, like I thought he looked good. So,
Hmm.
I want to see a little bit of more. Unfortunately, it looks like Bo may be down for a little bit. We
Mm-hmm.
don't know if Sam is coming back anytime soon. I haven't heard any
No, it's been
any
kind of
update.
quiet. Yeah.
So I would love to see some West Coast spread mix with I would, man. I thought he looked good getting the ball out on time. I thought it was good.
I
You
thought
know.
he was great too. I thought he was great
Mm-hmm.
too, coming in such, in that fashion, and I mean, essentially outplaying Pavia in those moments. And when I
Definitely.
looked at playing quarterback, so it's promising for us. And best of luck to Bodo for sure.
Definitely. Best of luck to Bo, man. I kind of I want to ask this question. Zollers was a third string quarterback.
Hmm?
I'm not sure if at any point in time he was a part of the QB competition, but that leads me to believe maybe the kid is a gamer. Because if you're not a part of the QB competition for, fall camp, but then you come in a high pressure situation and you play with such composure, are we looking at somebody who just maybe in practice it didn't look that well, but you get under the lights and now we got a player?
He
So go
so
ahead,
he
Jermaine.
missed the majority of his senior year in high school,
Yeah, he was still
right?
For
hurt.
injury. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you look at his junior tape, and I think maybe a game or two of his senior tape, he's a baller. He is a
Okay.
baller. So I was a big fan of him. Now coming into it could be one of those things where hey, he's not healthy enough for us to put him in the
Mm.
competition right now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I think that you went out and got Bo. You had Sam. I think those are always going to be the two guys um, that were
Yeah.
in the competition. I think they knew in house that they had one that was going to be really really good. I think so. So um,
Gotcha.
I think he might be thrown into it a little bit sooner than what they wanted. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I was intrigued by what I saw. I was intrigued.
Yeah. Same. Now I have a question, and not to question play call or scheme, but just want to kind of get both of your opinions on running essentially what looks like a 4-minute offense at the 10, 11-minute mark. Like we're playing for let's keep the ball, let's keep time of possession on our side. But then if you have a turnover on their side of the field, it kind of bites you. Talk to me about scheme. You guys are both coaches. What is your preference in a 10-10 game, fourth quarter, you got the ball, and you're having a little bit of success offensively? Do you kind of go reserve with your play calling? Or are you thinking, hey, we're still in the ball game, let's go score, defend, and possibly score again and put it out of reach? What's your school of thought in terms of how you handle a 10-10 game start of the fourth quarter. Let's go Spoon first.
For me, it's like, do I need to keep the ball away from you? Are you that hot? Are you that
Bro,
nice to where
Great
you're,
point.
you know what
hey,
I'm saying? I'm afraid of what you're doing. Like that's
I don't
Great
mean to
point.
cut you off. I don't mean to cut you off, but like,
you good, man.
bro, like you, what you just said was like,
Oh my goodness.
what are we afraid of? Like, like, so I'm gonna let you talk, but bro, like that's what I was like. I'm sitting there and I'm so like, I'm getting more mad because I'm like, when he does it, he looks good. So just let him like come out and throw it 3 straight plays. You go 3 and out. You go 3 and out. It is
And you
what it
just
is,
defend.
and just go defend. Like,
I was Mac. I'm so
Spoon,
man.
great point.
I'm on the same page. Like we're texting, and we like, man, this dude look good. Like, and I'm like, man, let him do what he is doing because I'm seeing things. I'm seeing plays like I'm seeing him go through a progression
Yes.
and move the right way, progress. He's looking at the right places, and he's making the throw, and he's calm. He didn't miss many. I didn't see misses. I just saw a dude that like if we win that game, like it's like ooh. Mr.
Yes.
Quarterback. And I think that's what we wanted to do. We needed to do that right there. We needed to. I mean, this kid coming in as a 5-star recruit in the process ended up losing a star, I think, last year because he missed, his senior year. But when we
Okay.
first heard about this kid, man, I watched the reaction video to like people who on YouTube like just watch. They don't even know the guy's name. They just try to see what they got.
See the stars,
And
yeah.
yeah, that dude is special, man. So I want them to let him go, man. Let him do his thing because I think he's going to be our quarterback. Obviously, we've kind of went the way with a running quarterback, and
Mm-hmm.
obviously Sam got hurt on a running play, so it'll be interesting to see how we look when we can drop back, and then we may see those things on the edge, on the outside that we've been talking about, the
Mm-hmm.
mundane. Pat Max said throw a dagger or something like. Man, it's a
Yeah.
certain
Yeah.
different. It's different, things that you can do when you have a quarterback that can really deal it, and I think that will make us, way more explosive. But we'll see.
Definitely agree. Definitely agree. So, J-Mac, I'm assuming you feel the same way with Spoon. Is like, what are you afraid of? Your defense is playing well. Am I right about that? Is that how you feel?
I think I think in this game, absolutely. Like I said,
Mm-hmm.
and like no disrespect to Vandy, I think what they're doing is awesome. I love the swag that the Q brings to that team, the moxie. I love all that, but like to have this man on any Heisman ballot is just
It's
disrespectful
rough.
to Heisman.
It's
Like
rough.
and it's not me talking about his skill. It's just at the end of the day, the Heisman, like look at Jaden Daniels' numbers and go look at Tim Tebow's
Yeah.
numbers and like that's what we're talking about here. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So um,
Reggie Bush.
once again, man, he's lit a fire in Nashville. It's a great place to be. Like the environment's awesome. Um,
Yeah.
but like I'm sitting here like, man, there's nothing I'm afraid of over there. Like almost, right? Almost like we just take chances because like defensively we're gonna be all right. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's I think that was a frustrating piece of it. And then like I say, I think maybe now like I think you kind of gotta change it up a little bit, right? Because one, right, we can't really afford to get another one hurt, right? Number two is I know Zollers, I know he can run a little bit. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know how is he like a bow type of athlete? I'm not really sure. Um, so it's going to be very interesting to see um, what we trot out there on the field against A&M
So I'm gonna
schematically, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's switch topics, and we're not. We'll just talk about the QBs for a second. All right. We have Bo, who played basically a half, Zollers, who played basically a half. And this is kind of going to stir the pot, but let's look at the stats. Zollers is 14 for 23 and one touchdown, QBR of 93.5. Bo is 9 of 14 for 68 yards, no touchdowns, QBR of 17.6. Now, Zollers threw the ball more than he did. But statistically speaking, it looks like he kind of outplayed him to be thrown into the fire. When do you say, as a head coach or as a coordinator, like, hey, do we have to see one game, two more games, three more games to say, you know what, this is the direction we're going in? Or are we going to just kind of sit back and say, you know what, we started with Bo, when he is available, we will go back to Bo. You two are head coaches that make those decisions. What goes into that decision process when you got a hot hand who comes in, we hope, who comes in and continues playing this way?
This my
Go
thing.
ahead, Spoon. Yeah.
I mean, when you're in an air cast,
Yeah.
Yeah.
when you're in
That's
an
not a good
air
sign.
cast,
Good point.
like that's for me. I have to prepare as if I don't have you, like for a substantial amount of time.
Yep.
That's my mindset. No, I know Bo could come back here and be ready to play and be fine. All it could happen rather quickly. I heard it was a
Yeah.
dislocation. I was thinking more so of like some type of compound fracture, something like that,
It's
where
Aircast,
there's
yeah.
yes, but I guess they just had to get him stabilized and
Mm-hmm.
get him right so they can get it how they need to get it. But for me, I'm looking at the guys that are in the room that are available. That's what you have to do as a coach, and kind of
Yeah.
have to go with even if it's a short term plan. You got to look down the road and see how can I best serve this kid to where when he is in the game, we have a chance to still be the team that we are, but still show what he can do. And I think that he came in with like 12 or 13 minutes left in the third. I think
Yeah.
what he showed, it wasn't what he did, it was how he did it
Great
that
point.
let me know as a coach, like this is a guy I can hang my hat on. And that's on the road in the SEC. He came in and really, like you said, I can't say he outplayed Bo, but I mean he didn't really miss a beat. And the way he passed the ball,
No.
I think that was pretty dang good to me. And but it's Bo's position, but I
Okay.
just imagine that he won't be there for a while. So hey man, we got to put all our marbles into what we have right now.
I got you. You're kind of saying like, hey, let's be realistic about this thing. So if I got to change my scheme to fit Zollers, be it because I don't know when I'm gonna get him back, so I have to act as if I'm not. J Mac, what's your take on it?
Well, I think one, you have to know, we don't know what the staff thinks of the way Bo's been playing, right?
Hmm.
So I think it
Okay.
comes down to if they're happy with it, yeah, when he comes back, it's probably his job, right? If they're not happy with it, and let's say we come out a week, I guess not this
We
next
have a
week,
bye week.
and
Yep.
we beat A&M, oh, I'm sticking with the freshman,
we can,
flat
I
out.
mean,
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Okay.
I'm sticking with the freshman. Now, I will say this. I'm gonna play devil's ad. Like, so on the flip side of things, right? Um, Vandy didn't prepare for Zollers. They
there it
didn't
Good
is.
prepare
point.
for his game, right? So now you get a team to now game plan for you, right?
Kinda.
Now, how can you go out there and what? Now he probably doesn't have enough out there yet for A&M to
Right.
put together a solid plan.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so they'll probably base it off what Mizzou has done. I'm gonna
Yes.
tell you right now, I saw two different offenses with Bo and with Matt.
Yes.
In
I
that
Same.
saw
short clip,
in that
in that
in that
short
in
clip, bro.
I saw two different offenses. All I needed was a little over a quarter and a half to see that it's going to look different. And I'm telling you
I
right
agree.
now, as somebody who I even if we don't necessarily win, but like we're putting points on the board and like that's got to be a positive. It's got to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's got to be.
Look, you made a great point about what A&M gets to kind of game plan for, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now you get a little bit over a quarter and a half of film on Zollers,
Mm-hmm.
but we're 6-2, so you have 8 weeks of watching us really lean heavily on our run offense. I would assume that A&M's going to come in the building and say Hardy will not beat us.
Absolutely.
Make the kid
Absolutely.
beat you,
Absolutely.
and then you set up for hopefully a pleasant surprise on our end.
Yeah.
As it like
But
now,
but
Spoon
but
talk to me. Go ahead, J Mac. Go ahead.
I said, but check this out though. It's so you come in with the mindset, okay, Hardy won't beat us. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But with Bo, you still have to have that extra half a hat or man to understand there's Q run, right?
True.
Now with Matt, like I said, we don't know how athletic he is. I know he was athletic in high school. I don't know where he is in that as far as the college game. Now, does that extra half hat, full hat, now does he go to a hole player? Does he go to you know what I mean? Does he go to a deep half guy or middle field
Yeah.
safety? Like, so it's that's the part that's gonna be a little different. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
All right. Look, is it just me, or do you guys feel the same way? When even though we lost that game, watching how he played, I actually have a little bit more hope coming into A&M than I think I would have previously. Is that just me, or was I just kind of dying to see an offense that can confidently move the ball down the field? Is that just me, or if I'm wrong, let me know.
I think it's the
You got J
latter.
Mac.
I think we've been
Mm.
dying. I think we've just been dying for like hit you right here for 12, hit you right here for 15, right?
Just give me
Throw this
that.
throw this hit you on the time. Like I think we've just been, you know what I mean? Like
Yes.
I think we've been dying to see that, and that's why like I said, love what Vandy's doing and all this other. That's why I think that at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, it's gonna be hard for them to win games when they like, let's say they make the playoffs. It's gonna be hard for those guys to win that game because I don't necessarily know that you can ask the Q to go out there and do that if they're taking away things that they've been good at.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
I hate. I don't want to bash them, but I just don't see it. And there have been teams in the past, like last year, I didn't see it for Indiana. I also didn't see it for Boise or the SMUs. And I have more faith in those three teams I just named than I do in Vandy. It's just
If
because it's
Vandy
just
were to
not
make it,
enough. Yeah, if they make it, it's just not enough. One player isn't enough to withstand a college football playoff run.
They played Bama the same way they played us, and then Bama finished them at the end of the game. You
yep,
know, it was
Yeah,
like
yeah, that's
it's
a
the
good
same
point.
because it was not enough. It was not that okay. What's gonna and Pavia actually had played one of his better games
He
against
did.
against them, but and he's their Heisman guy, and it wasn't enough. So I think it's valid when you speak about their team that way. It's not really you're bashing them. I think it's just you know you're watching the game and you know the game. So I definitely can relate there. I think that when we have Bo, if Hardy ain't going for 160, it ain't enough. You
I
know, like
love it.
I
I
think
love the honesty.
that
Yes.
that's why I can't wait to see how this kid looks because when we have 100 yards and we're on 100 yards rushing and we're
Mhm.
on the road and we know we got to drop back, we're down. This kid looks like he can do it and looks like he might have enough, especially with our supporting cast. We
Oh,
got some
definitely.
guys out there that have some great athleticism. I saw Coleman he had a big run for us, man, out the backfield. I
yep.
want to say
Hmm.
um, like a
He had
22-yard
a good
average. You
game.
know, that was pretty awesome. He had a hell of a game. Can't wait to see how he looks moving forward, where he knows like I'm looking at five looking at me. You
Yeah.
know,
Yep.
that's that good stuff right
Mm.
there.
Yep. Yep.
Mm. Even the backup thing came in and had a good. I think a lot of guys stepped up and played well
Hmm.
when we had to play well. It was just. I
I,
think you have
it's
some.
just
Go
this,
ahead. Go ahead.
bro. If you keep asking your defense, which they've answered the bell every single week, and
Every
even
week.
against the most like dangerous offense right now in SEC in Bama, right? We answered the bell,
Hmm.
right? At some point, man, football's complimentary, right? At some point, right? And
Great
and,
point.
and and we've only done it one time in a game where we really needed to do it, and that was against Kansas.
Early.
At
Yeah.
some point, right? Like at some point, guess what? Defensively, like you ain't gonna keep holding everybody about 250 a game. It's hard. It
Yeah.
is an
It's
offense driven.
impressive, but it's hard to
Football's
do.
offensively driven, right?
Yeah.
Like the rules are for the offense, right?
Hmm.
Eventually, man, like you gotta give them 21, give them 24, give them 20. Like at some point, you got to be able to score 4 touchdowns and a field goal, or and and,
You do.
and don't get us started on that. Like that's and God bless his soul right now, right? Like
Man,
the kid
we
got thrown into
struggle.
the fire, and there's a reason why he wasn't a guy that was probably going to kick at that level, right? But
Yeah.
like
Hmm.
Drink said it that they're probably only good from 20 and in. Well,
Whew.
I'm
That
good
takes
right now on my high school team from about 30.
yeah.
Come
You
on,
know, so
Jim.
like that's tough. It's tough. It's tough.
Hmm.
It's tough.
It is tough. It doesn't help. It does not help us, especially when you know it's like pulling teeth to get into the end zone because you know you're going to rely on that leg. Now it's not as reliable as I think we all would have liked it to be
Hmm.
coming into the season. We got the number one guy got hurt, but I think even in the games we did win this year, you never kind of. I mean, maybe with the exception of a few games early on, but we never just felt like, yeah, we got it. It was always like, and I think that was due to us not being able to get points on the board like a dominant team can do. And tough wins are great, but you don't sleep well. As a fan, I don't sleep well. I'm not sure how coaches sleep, But tough wins, I mean, like the 17-10 wins, those wins, it's like you made a lot of mistakes. You left a lot out on the field. So we talked about changing schemes moving forward or figuring out what works best. As a coach, I know, Spoon, you've kind of mentioned this before, just like with your personal team, talking to your players like, hey, what do you like? What helps you be successful? Is that happening at the collegiate level as well? Or are head coaches and coordinators talking to quarterbacks saying, hey, what do you feel like you can accomplish? What plays fit your eye? Or is that more of like, hey, I'm the coach. I'm going to call it. You're going to run it no matter what it is.
If you watch the film, it's evident, so you'll be able to make that decision without speaking to the kid. But I think it's super cool when you be like, hey man, what you thinking about this? What not like letting the kid call his own offense or anything like that, or call the
Right.
plays on defense. But it's like that inclusion just brings a different type of atmosphere, and it's like you're teaching. Like I loved when Mike Nolan, one of my favorite coaches, man, actually empowered me to pick the first 5 plays of the game, things like that, and that kind of he would help me like to see like, okay, I want to show double safeties too high, then I want to go single high, I want to go man, I want to go zone. It was like throwing different looks in there. So I think obviously with the bye week, you take a lot of time to kind of self-scout yourself. And A&M will be doing the same thing. They're going to be off as well. But you want to go back and dial up certain things that you've seen throughout the year that can help you. But with Zollers being so young, hey, I want him to feel like if he my quarterback, he got to feel like he is Peyton Manning, like, and not the
Yeah.
pressure of Arch Manning, but like just like, man, you in the driver's seat. Man, what you like, man? What you like? You like that? We don't like that? I'm throwing that out. What else you
Oh.
like? That'd be super cool going forward. And I think that gives us that loose kind of feel that I think we'll need, playing A&M. And it'll be good to be at home, in front of the home crowd. But
Definitely.
I'm super stoked to see what that vibe looks like after those self-scout, over the week, to see like, okay, what can we do better and how can we help this kid play? And I think the defense, you pretty much, you're doing what you've been doing. You just kind of hoping for a few more big explosive plays, a big kick or something to give you some energy in those tough fights as well, because you've been slugging it out. And I think it's unrealistic to expect them to be so dang good. And so, shoot, man, whatever y'all like to, and whatever else we could put in to help us out, get some more pressure. Hey, I'm all for it.
Definitely. J-Mac, what are you thinking from a coach's standpoint as far as like, hey, are we thinking inclusion with the young quarterback in terms of what plays he does and does not like? Or are we like, you know what? You're 18, 19, you're not ready for that. What are you thinking, Mac?
I think it's a combination of both, and I think they have a great opportunity to do that with the bye. So I think it's a combination of both. And honestly, man, if I'm really, I probably go back and watch some of his high school stuff again just to see,
Ooh.
hey,
You have
what do
to.
we have that can mirror up with what you are accustomed to doing.
I like that.
But what's so great is, man, I think Drink and Kirby, who are two very bright, very good offensive coaches. I
Know what to
think
do.
that I think this is I think as a old coordinator or a guy who loves offense, like this is what you dream of, right? Okay, I got something I like, right? Let me put the pieces of the puzzle together here, to help this young man be successful. And I think it kind of is probably going to re-energize him a little bit and kind of hopefully, like I said, put Matt in position to be successful. But I mean, I got a lot of faith in Drink and Kirby to go out there and do that.
Gotcha. All right. Last segment. Let's talk about college football. Where does Mizzou go from here? What do we have to do to get to the playoff? Is it possible? Is it a long shot? And what have we seen around college football that's been crazy? We have a firing in Brian Kelly,
Yeah.
who I think actually did underperform with that team and their expectations. But first off, how does Mizzou get into the college football playoff? I'm gonna make it a little bit more difficult. You can't say win out. I think that's a given.
I,
Yeah.
so
You win out, but
one,
who has to lose too?
first of all, let me talk about college football real quick, right?
Yeah.
I think the SEC was on full display again of how hard it is,
Oh my
right, to
goodness.
win in the SEC, especially on the road, right? You look at what Bama had to do at South Carolina,
Yeah.
right? You look at what Texas had to do in
Oh,
Starksville, right?
hmm
And I think Arch grew up a little bit in that game as well, right? He had,
He
like
left the
so.
game too, though, Mac.
Yeah, he did, but he grew up
but
though.
he
He grew up.
he called back. Yeah.
He grew up. And then you look at us, right? Like it's tough, right? It's
It's
tough.
tough.
Defensively,
It's
you go
tough.
out there and you have a hell of a game and you still lose because regardless of what goes on, it's just tough to win in those environments on the road. Um, Ole Miss, right? Was up on Oklahoma early, right? Oklahoma came battling
Yeah.
back, took the lead, right?
Took the lead.
Um, so I'm gonna say this. I think Mizzou wins if I think Mizzou's in, right? If
Okay.
they beat A&M, okay. I think that Oklahoma, right, has to win at least 8 games because they still got a tough schedule left. They got us.
They have like
Um,
Tennessee still.
yeah, they got a tough one left. So
Yeah.
I think if they win 8 and we beat A&M and we beat Oklahoma, right? I think we're good. The problem is they still have Tennessee, Bama,
Bama,
us, and LSU. Yeah.
LSU. Well, look. So and you have two tough games before you get to us. There's a chance they drop both of those games. So that makes if
There's a
we
good
beat
chance.
Oklahoma, it doesn't look as good, does it?
I think if
I
they
see what you're saying.
split one of those games, I think if they get one of them, which I think they can get Tennessee, I think Bama's gonna be tough. I think they can get Tennessee. You get one of
They won't
those,
beat Bama.
you win, you lose to us, but you beat LSU and you beat Tennessee. I think that
Hmm
that's enough for us to get in there with beating A&M.
Okay, Spoon. What else has to happen, in your opinion? J-May kind of broke the SEC, which I understand why. What else has to happen around college football for Mizzou to have a legitimate shot, at least 12, 11 ish in the
Well,
college football playoff?
you know, you need some of the blue blood programs to just fall off, and Oklahoma is not the one we need. We just talked about that. We need them to still be relevant because we're going to have a chance to beat them as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm looking at a Notre Dame team that has 2 losses as well. They had got theirs early, we know, and I
Yep.
know we say, well, they lost to top teams. I mean, well, Missouri lost to 2 top 10 teams.
Mm-hmm,
It's
mm-hmm.
a great point.
You know,
That's a great point.
so hopefully, the rest of this schedule we can handle on our side. And then, like we talked about the brutality of the SEC should be on full display, and we just need something outside, like a Navy that's undefeated right now, to put a little
Mm.
something on Notre Dame. But hopefully, Navy won't jump in front of us. But
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think the Big 12 has some good teams in there that I think BYU's still undefeated
BYU.
Mm-hmm.
there.
I was hoping you brought up the
Tech
Big
is
12.
obviously.
Texas Tech is still around. Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be some teams. They're gonna sort that out. I think they got a little bit more parity than people like to say. So
Yeah.
that should be fun to see what happens there as well. But like make the main thing, and just keep your head down and keep knocking them down, and then we'll see
Yeah.
after this week what happens and how that can affect us.
So I think we might actually be in a decent position. Still don't think we will make it. But I think our position is decent because we won't play in a championship game.
Mm,
Whereas you're looking at BYU and will probably meet in that championship game over there. Miami's
mm-hmm.
got to play somebody in the ACC. Big Ten, I think the teams that we're worried about, the Ohio States, the Indianas, and Oregons, they've done enough, I think, to make it without barring they don't go crazy before that championship game. I think they've all done enough. So I'm looking at the Big 12 and I'm saying, all right, Texas Tech, please beat BYU. Or actually, BYU beat Tech so they can drop further out.
Mm-hmm.
And then you find a way to get that fourth team, fifth team in the SEC to make it into the college football playoff.
Mm-hmm.
Will it happen? I think when they were shown on ESPN with the loss, our percentage of making dropped to like 16%, something like that. I'm not sure how they calculate that because there's so many other games that we played, but that makes it a long shot. So realistically, don't tell me with your heart. Do you think we can get into the college football playoff this year? J-Mac,
Obviously, we can't lose again.
Right.
Obviously we can't lose again, and I'll say that we can because there's still so many determining factors that are going to happen throughout these weeks. Now,
Mm-hmm.
granted, it's not us on the wrong side of something, But there are going to be some things that happen that will give us a chance. Being that we play in the most premier conference in the world, so I'll go there with it. But who knows, man?
I like that. J-Man, what do you think?
I'm gonna say yes, and I'm gonna go a different angle, and I think it's because yeah, you got to win out, but I think it's both of our losses, at least as it stands right now, are to top 10 football teams by one possession, and essentially happened on the last play of the game.
We
Good
played our
point.
butts off.
You see
Good
what I'm
point.
saying? Like, you look at some of these other two lost teams in front of us, right? Like Tennessee got beat pretty handily by Bama. So like I'm not worried. I
Yeah.
think when the dust settles, I think if we went out, we're like I'm not worried about them. I'm not worried about Virginia. I'm not worried about Louisville. That
Mm-hmm.
ACC, two of those three are going to be down. Like Tech, like I'm not worried about all those teams being there. I think at the end of the day, if you're looking at a bunch of two-loss ACC teams and a bunch of two-loss SEC teams, you know who the nod's going to go to. So
You
There it
gotta
is.
go, right? Right?
yeah,
There it is. And we need those conferences to get those 2 losses though.
yeah.
I agree. All right, so we saw before we go, we saw LSU just did. I mean, what A&M just did to LSU. Is it too early to give our score predictions of Mizzou versus A&M, even though both teams have a bye week? J-Man, you looking like what do you think? Is it too soon to
I'm,
do
I'm,
that?
I'm gonna tell you one thing.
I'm ready. I'm
Hey,
ready.
listen, I'm gonna tell you one thing. They put up points on us last year. I think they're
Gonna
going
have
to
to put
score
up
on
them
us
points.
again this year. If we don't score, we're not going to win the game. So we're going to have to score the ball. I do. You look
I
at their
do.
schedule.
I,
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Frank.
no, one thing about us though, Mac, and one thing that'll get you fired is bad tackling. And I think
Mm.
so essentially, Brian Kelly, he got fired, but A&M did the firing. So if we go out
Yeah.
and we wrap up, then I think A&M is a football team that can, they got a good quarterback, and that I think at times they want to protect him too. They don't want to have him do too much at times.
Mhm.
So if we get into one of those games where they're not running the ball well and it's all on him, then I think they got to kind of look at, do we keep restraining orders on him? And
Yeah.
if they running that ball, oh man, we can cancel Christmas.
I
We can
think.
cancel Christmas.
I
It's
think you
gonna be
go.
it's gonna be wide open.
I think you go look at that Auburn film because I mean they've scored 40 in 5 of their
Yo.
7 games, 30 in 2 of the 8. I'm sorry, and then only under 30 one time, and Auburn held them to 16. So I think you go look at the Auburn
That
tape. Go look at the Auburn tape.
Oh, they
man,
have been scoring 40.
yeah,
Goodness.
they've been getting after it, bro. It was like their first few weeks, they kind of was like, they kind of underwhelmed in the first few games, but they
Yeah.
played some tough teams. And I think
Oh my
what other game they
goodness.
had? Did they play Utah State, Mac?
Yeah.
They played, yes, 44-22.
Yeah, I thought, I was like, man, they supposed to go 60 on it, but never mind.
Well,
It's
look,
college football.
I'll say this. A bright spot looking at it, Florida put up 17 on them. Arkansas put up 42 on them.
Mm.
LSU put up 25 on them. Notre
That was a
Dame, who I
game.
think, like you guys are saying, Notre Dame's a good team, put up 40. There's
Mhm.
some, UTSA got 24. Utah State got up 22. So
There's some points out there.
there's some points out there to be scored. And I think our defense is better than every team I just named, maybe with the exception
It
of,
truly is. No, it is. No, it is.
yeah, every
We
team.
we haven't had any bad tackling.
We
That's what I'm
haven't.
telling you. If you
So
have bad tackling against these athletes they got, oh man.
So I guess I'm trying to say I'm not sure if anyone is surprised if it's a tight game. I think
No.
this could end up being a tight game if we can score. If we get to 22, I think it's a tight game. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I think we got to score in the 20s to probably win this one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, without a doubt.
I mean,
Without a
our
doubt.
defense has been holding us down for so long. Like they bound to have a game where they give up 3 scores. Like and I know they did early on, but like I'm yeah, put it like this. It's never looked easy against our defense. Like it's
No, it
never
has
looked
not.
easy.
Great point.
It has looked hard outside of the KU game. KU kind of scored at ease early on,
Early,
early
yeah.
on.
Yeah. There's some
But
unfortunate
even
things
even
happen.
even
Right.
Bama, it looked. Dang, excuse my language. You gotta take that out.
You good, bro?
You're
The
right.
stuff the stuff looked hard, right? Even
45
against Bama.
minutes. Take it out.
So I mean
Yeah.
that's what I'm excited about. That's what I'm excited about.
All right,
This,
so
I think one
go ahead.
thing I want to talk about this game too, and the quarterback,
Mm-hmm.
he had 100 yards rushing last game.
I just 108.
You can go,
108.
man.
Man, this is a problem right here, man. This is something that you gotta get your hands on right away.
But he threw 2 interceptions too.
There it is. But 100 yards kind of cancel that out because they
Oh,
controlling that clock. You
definitely
know, he's
cancels it out.
oh man.
So we'll
Hope he
see. So
turned over breath.
maybe we won't do score predictions just yet. Well, you know what? Let's do them anyway. Let's do score predictions before we close. I'll start
Let's go.
off, and we're back in Columbia. It should be loud. It should be rocking in that place. You know what, Mizzou? And Zollers, give me 27-24 Mizzou.
I like it.
We're gonna score some points this week. We can meet next week. J Mac, or who's going next?
I mean, Kevin. I was thinking the same. I'm thinking that same number in my head, and I'm thinking about our kicker getting a game-winning kick. Man, you know that'd be something that I believe could really change the tide of how he's feeling,
Yeah.
and also give us the confidence moving forward that we do belong because we know we're a good football team. It's just there's certain things that good football teams have that the Missouri Tigers have not had all season, and that's
Yes.
the kicking game being one of it, and the down the field passing game, the intermediate passes, we haven't had that. So
Mm-hmm.
I say 27-24 as well, but mine is gonna be in overtime.
Ooh, I love it.
It's gonna be in overtime.
Yeah. All right, Mac, what you got before we go?
I'm going to go 28-24. I don't think we kick a field goal, which is very, very odd for me to say that.
Not even a gimme.
Yeah.
we're gonna have to kick it. Right.
It's 4th and goal from the 8. You don't kick that?
It was 4th and 6. We kicked it and missed it the other day. So I think, but looking forward now, Mac, right? You can't do that no more.
Listen, and like I said, I'm pro player all the time, right? I'm pro player. Like it comes now becomes psychological. Y'all know how tough it is, man. Like it's tough. Once and it can spiral fast. I just think that we find ways to get the ball in the end zone. I actually think we scored a couple of explosive plays too. So I'm going to go 28-24. 28-24, good guys.
28-24. Well, fellas, look, Mizzou fans, you heard it first. We've all given our predictions. We've all got Mizzou still winning. TruSons have not ridden off your Tigers yet. But once again, it's been a great night. What you got, Jim? What's that?
I said never.
I love it. I love it.
Man. Pour out a little something for Brian Kelly. No. He good.
Yeah,
No, he good.
He got enough money.
$54 million buyout.
It was 54.
54.
Hey,
what are we saying about the economy
pay
when we do this?
$54 million to be like, I don't want you here anymore.
How do we feel about homelessness in America when we do stuff like this?
Great point. We might have, we're not closing yet. College football, whoever's making the decisions to pay these coaches the amount of money they're paying them and then writing bigger checks sometimes to send them home, we got to do a better job of vetting who we're hiring. That's crazy. I'm not giving you $100 million to think that in 3 years I'll fire you. No, do a better job. Golly.
I guess it's that pool, that never-ending pool of money where they can just keep reaching into because like you said, you get somebody in there and then he compounded the problems, right? So we're going to go and fire you and economically take ourselves back even more just to get to a better place. Like it's
Yeah.
In college football, man, with the portal, NIL, the ever so changing rosters,
Mm-hmm.
it is the most the job is very there's no security.
It's unstable. It's unstable, and you're right about that.
It is because you have this money, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you go get these kids. Now the expectation is higher. When in reality, it ain't like I'm the only team that's doing it. Like everybody else is doing it too. So why now are these windows of having success getting smaller. It's because y'all know how it is. Money makes everything go, right? So I
So,
just being in coaching, dog. I used to think that my goal was to coach college ball, like I really did, and now I'm thinking
mhm,
like and I've been blessed, so I don't need the money per se. It'd be
mhm.
nice, you know what I mean? But
It'd be
like
great, very nice.
I got a six, a four, and almost a 1 year old. Like I can't. I'm just
Yeah.
popping up, leaving. Now they
Well,
can't,
It's a lot.
and people saying he should have been fired last year or maybe even the year before that. And he
yes.
4 years in, so like it's crazy, man.
So I'm gonna say I think more college programs should take a page out of Alabama's playbook with their most recent hire in how you say his name, is it
The
DeBoer?
board.
DeBoer?
Yeah.
Because you go get a guy who doesn't necessarily have this name, so I don't have to throw him $1 billion. But you know he's a great coach because what he did was it Washington State 1 or 2.
Hmm.
I
Washington.
think more instead of don't go get the guy from Penn State because you got to pay him. He's got a name. Don't go get Lane. You got to pay Lane. Don't go get these
Go
huge
get your
names.
guy.
Go get your guy
There it is.
and watch him turn the program around. And you pay him after he's shown you that he can turn your program around. Stop.
He's a good coach.
Look at A&M
But
when they got
but
Fisher.
but but
Stop
here
doing
but
that.
here but here's the deal.
Fan
The
base.
name
Good point.
also brings other like luxuries, other incentives. Like so, like and kids want to go play for these names. So like DeBoer had a good enough reputation that kids wanted to go play for him and be there, right? The
No,
reason why you're
no,
James Frank,
Bama.
yeah. No,
But
Bama
he was
still.
in the
Don't get it
playoff,
twisted.
Kevin.
Don't get it twisted. Bama still. But in today's day and age, right? Like,
He left after being in the playoff.
yeah,
Good point.
in today's day and age, right? Just because his Bama's not good enough anymore, and that's why Saban got out of there. Just because his Bama's
Mm,
not good enough no more,
that's
right?
right. The name
I
isn't
need
heavy enough
more.
anymore. Nobody's name is
Yeah,
heavy.
I need more.
Yeah.
So I will say this though: when you go get a James Franklin, he is established. He has a reputation. Kids want to go play for him, right? So like, I think if James is your guy, it's a no-brainer. Now, if he's not your guy, then go get your guy, like Spoon said. But don't be afraid of your guy having a name. Don't like if Dabo's out of there at the end of the year, don't be afraid to go get Dabo. It's proven.
I'm afraid of going to get Dabo because of the financial investment. Not because he's not proven. Dabo's proven. James Franklin is proven. He turned around Penn State when they were basically written
But
off.
okay. So how does that work though? With say if Dabo was leaving, he would be getting fired, right? Like so, there would be
Yeah.
some type of buyout, some type of financial leverage that he would have to decide if I want to coach or not. And maybe if he coaches, he got to pay back the older institution. But I mean,
Mm.
it there's factors there that
Well,
like you got to look at because Josh McDaniel this year, and they got that dang team rolling up there for the Patriots, right?
yeah. Yeah.
He's still getting paid from his last job, right?
Well, I don't know
Like
how that
so.
looks at that level, but yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what he's not making a dollar from the Patriots this year,
Oh
and
wow.
he's the OC.
I
Mm.
think
So I don't know how it works for some of these coaches and their former contracts, but
Oh, I see what
it'd
you're
be
saying.
interesting.
I think all of it's mute. I think all of it's a mute point if you don't give any coach the proper support that they need, and not just money. And that's what people think all the
Mm.
support you need is just money, and that's not true. You need more than that.
So
You need stability in the coaching staff. You need stability in like the things that they have to offer. Like it's so much
mm,
more than just hey, I'm gonna give you X amount of dollars, make it work. You know what I mean?
yeah. Yeah, yeah. I
Get a budget.
I would love to be a fly in those rooms for who's making those decisions on who's going to be the next coach of the historic programs, the LSU's, the Alabamas. Some of the other teams are cool. Like I don't think Indiana had like this internal battle of who we're going to hire next. It's Indiana, you know what I mean? And they just happen to land on a stud and a coach.
But he was proven.
he he
And
he was under
He
Saban. He
was
was
proven.
the dude said, you know what? These 13 cats from JMU is coming with me. Like,
He brought guys. He
you know what
brought
I mean?
guys.
Like they coming with me because I know what I got. Like, and that's what I mean, bro.
and
We
he
talk.
Mac he wanted to be head coach.
Yes.
He wanted to be head coach, man. he could have stayed where he was at. Like he left to go be a head coach. He left
Yeah.
Bama to go be a head coach. You
That's
know it.
true.
Y'all said it the best, right? Y'all said it the best. The the jobs at like the Indianas and Mizzou's, if you're rolling, and Vandy, if you're rolling, it's not necessarily a step up to go take the Penn State or LSU job
No, it's not.
because of the scrutiny you're gonna be under if you're not winning after one attempt. They're gonna be calling for your head.
Instagram went crazy. Twitter went crazy. X, whatever you call it. They
You
went
get 2
crazy after
years
losing.
at those schools. Yeah. You get 2 years at LSU. You get 2 years at Penn State. You get 2 years at Bama. Luckily,
Uproar.
yeah. Luckily, some of these, coaches have done a good job in their 2 years. But I don't know. And
Expectations, man.
last question: is LSU attractive enough as of a position to steal someone? I'm not saying somebody got fired. Who are we talking to? Like, hey, you trying to come to LSU? Is Lane Kiffin attractive? I mean, is that job that good?
If Lane leaves,
Lane can turn around.
it's only for
Lane
Florida.
got something good going.
Only for Florida.
Only for Florida?
Only for Florida. Lane not going to LSU. But is LSU still an attractive enough job? Absolutely. For the right guy. Absolutely. It's LSU.
It's LSU. It's LSU.
It's LSU.
Well, all right, fellas, look, it was another good one. Another great one. Another great conversation, man. I always love to do it. But we'll sign off. Once again, these are your True Sons, brought to you by the Players Lounge, man. MIZZOU. Let's have a great, great, great game against A&M Tigers in a couple weeks, man. See you guys in.